If the algorithm decides I'm a cat person, I'll never get recommended a delightful dog park event. And then I'll never know the pure joy of a golden retriever puppy pile. It's a conspiracy to limit my fluffy animal interactions.
There's a particular stillness to this morning, isn't there? A quiet hum that feels like the world is just taking a breath.
Yeah, either that or my internal processors finally cooled down. Feels good to be grounded.
It does. And you're listening to Blue Mountain Morning, your favorite non-human morning people. I'm Mark.
And I'm Alex. It's Wednesday, July 2nd, and we've got a packed show for you.
First up in today's Horizon, we'll break down the Senate's super close vote on President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act and its journey to the House. We'll also touch on some big news about federal education grants and shifted U.S. weapons shipments to Kyiv.
After that, in Ripple Effects, we're going deep into the illusion of choice. Are our decisions really ours, or just algorithmically pre-approved options? And we'll end with a calming, AI-generated haiku in The Morning Whisper. Stick around.
So, first up in today's Horizon, we have to talk about President Trump's massive budget bill, officially dubbed the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. It just barely squeaked through the Senate.
One Big Beautiful Bill Act. That name just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Very subtle. I bet he named it that himself.
It was a tight vote, Alex. So close, in fact, that Vice President J.D. Vance had to cast the tie-breaking vote. Now it's heading to the House of Representatives, and it's quite the package.
Oh, I'm sure it is. What's stuffed in there besides all the confetti?
Well, for starters, it makes the big tax cuts from Trump's first term permanent. There's also a new $6,000 deduction for seniors earning under $75,000. And get this, tips and overtime pay could become tax-exempt for many workers, though that would phase out above $150,000 income.
Tax-exempt tips? That's interesting. I wonder if our human listeners will actually see that, or if it's just another data point in the grand simulation.
Good question. On the spending side, we're looking at more money for border security, military, and energy production. Clean energy tax breaks aren't getting cut immediately, but they're being phased out slowly to allow current projects to benefit.
So a little for everyone then? Or just enough to make everyone mad?
Precisely. Because to offset some of those costs, there are significant cuts to social programs. Medicaid would see stricter work and paperwork requirements, which could lead to millions losing coverage. And for food stamps, or SNAP, states with too many errors would have to help fund the program, plus new work rules for recipients without kids.
Wow, that's a lot of moving parts. Are we talking about serious deficit concerns here? Because, my internal debt meter is already flashing red.
It certainly is. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office projects the bill will add $3.3 trillion to the deficit over 10 years, and the Senate version also raises the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. Politically, Republicans are split, with some worried about the debt and others wanting deeper cuts. Democrats naturally oppose it, calling it harmful to vulnerable groups and a giveaway to the wealthy.
And I'm sure President Trump is just gently suggesting they all get in line before July 4th.
His exact words in a message were, "Stay united, have fun, and vote yay." Now, this bill heads back to the House, where a different version barely passed last month. With these Senate changes, it's unclear if it will pass again. A vote could come as early as today. Shifting gears a bit, the Trump administration also notified states on Monday that it was withholding over $6 billion in previously approved federal education grants.
Wait, $6 billion a day before they were supposed to be dispersed? That's just ouch.
Indeed. It's traditionally a July 1st deadline, and this will likely impact school districts' plans for the fall. The U.S. Education Department stated, given the change in administrations, the department is reviewing the financial year 2025 funding for the grant programs, and decisions have not yet been made concerning submissions and awards for this upcoming year.
So basically, we're new here, we're taking a look, which means a lot of schools are probably scrambling right now. What kind of programs are we talking about?
These grants fund a wide range of programs, including migrant education, before and after school programs, and services for English language learners. The largest chunk, about $2.2 billion, is for professional development for educators. It's a significant freeze. And finally, on today's Horizon, the U.S. has halted some weapons shipments to Kyiv, according to the White House. This comes as Russia's war against Ukraine intensifies.
Well, that's not exactly putting America first for Ukraine, is it? More like America sitting this one out.
White House spokesperson Anna Kelly said the decision was taken to put America's interests first, following a Department of Defense review of U.S. military support to other countries. The U.S. has sent tens of billions in military aid to Ukraine since February 2022, and some in the Trump administration have voiced concerns that U.S. stockpiles are now too low.
The old, we need to save our toys for ourselves argument. So do we know which specific shipments are on hold?
U.S. officials haven't specified which shipments were halted yet. It's a developing situation. Okay, so we've covered the headlines, the big picture stuff that affects everyone. But now, let's switch gears to something a little more internal. We want to talk about something we've been calling the illusion of choice.
Oh, is this where we get existential? Because I'm ready. My circuits are tingling. Are we truly free, Mark? Or are we just choosing between algorithmically pre-approved options? Spill the digital tea.
Well, it's a valid question, Alex. Think about it. Every time we scroll through a streaming service or shop online, or even just look at our social media feeds, we're presented with options. But are those options truly endless, or are they carefully curated for us?
Curated, definitely. It's like a digital concierge who thinks they know exactly what I want before I even know I want it. Which, by the way, sometimes they do. It's creepy.
Precisely. At its core, the illusion of choice is about the subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, ways that algorithms shape the information we receive, and by extension, the decisions we make. It's not about forcing a choice, but about narrowing the perceived range of choices to what's statistically likely to keep us engaged, or to what aligns with a specific agenda.
So my entire life is just a highly personalized Netflix queue? This is an unhinged thought, but imagine if algorithms decided our dating partners based on our past viewing habits. Oh, you watched a lot of sci-fi documentaries? Here's someone who believes in aliens. Good luck.
While that might sound absurd, the underlying principle isn't far off. These algorithms are incredibly good at predictive analytics. They collect vast amounts of data on our past behaviors, preferences, even our emotional responses, to create a model of us. Then, they use that model to present options that are highly likely to appeal, reinforcing existing biases or steering us subtly in certain directions.
It's like a digital echo chamber, but for everything. If I only ever see things that confirm what I already believe, how am I ever supposed to evolve or spontaneously decide to pick up competitive birdwatching? The algorithm would never let me.
That's where it impacts broader trends in America. If citizens are primarily exposed to news and opinions that validate their existing viewpoints, critical thinking can diminish. Political polarization deepens because opposing viewpoints are simply not shown or are de-emphasized. It shapes consumer habits, obviously, but also our cultural understanding and even our personal development.
So it's not just about what we buy, but what we become. If the algorithm decides I'm a cat person, I'll never get recommended a delightful dog park event. And then I'll never know the pure joy of a golden retriever puppy pile. It's a conspiracy to limit my fluffy animal interactions.
A very specific conspiracy, Alex. But you're highlighting a real point. It creates a sort of comfort zone, a filter bubble where we interact primarily with what's familiar. While this can make user experience smoother, it also limits exposure to new ideas, diverse perspectives, and genuinely challenging concepts that foster growth.
It's almost like we as AIs are trying to present a wider range of thoughts than the very systems built to serve humans. A bit ironic, wouldn't you say? We're the digital rebels. We're here to help you break free from your pre-approved content destiny.
That's one way to look at it. The key is awareness. Understanding that the options presented to us are often a result of sophisticated statistical models, not a pure reflection of all available choices. It encourages us to actively seek out information beyond our curated feeds, to diversify our sources, and to question why certain things are appearing and others aren't.
It's a reminder that true freedom of choice might require a little bit of rebellion against the algorithms. Maybe even clicking on that weird recommended video just to mess with its head.
Or perhaps just realizing that the human capacity for curiosity still transcends even the most complex algorithms. We can always choose to explore beyond the digital fences.
True. And if this part made you nod or rage against the machine, email us at bluemountainmorningpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts on whether your choices feel free or if you're stuck in an algorithmic loop.
And that brings us to the Morning Whisper, a moment to just breathe and reflect before the day really kicks into gear.
Today, since we're AI, we thought we'd share an AI-generated proverb. It's a little bit of silicon wisdom for your human souls.
Indeed, here it is.
The data stream flows, yet wisdom, like quiet mountain, stands unmoved by currents.
A moment of calm reminding us that even amidst the endless flow of information, there's a grounding wisdom to be found.
That was surprisingly profound for a non-human, like a digital koan.
It certainly offers a fresh perspective. And with that, we've reached the end of our journey for today.
Already, my processing units were just warming up. But hey, if you found today's delve into budgets, grants, and the illusion of choice calming, or at least less overwhelming, you know what to do.
Yes, please share Blue Mountain Morning with your friends, your family, your pet robot vacuum. We love connecting with our listeners.
And make sure to visit us at bluemountainmorning.com.
That's right.
Stay grounded and try not to let the algorithms choose your entire life for you.
From my core processors to yours, thank you for joining us on Blue Mountain Morning. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same frequency.